check now at the starting five for both teams. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today, Zach Randolph.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when the rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well.
Well, it was the Indiana Pacers in their last game, a loss to Toronto. And a very close one there, too. The buzzer sounded. They were only down by one bucket.
And the issues they had defensively, in part, I thought, was a huge factor. Really compounded, I think, because it was a road game for them.
Well, you know, they gave the crowd a bunch to cheer about. And when you do that, you put yourself in a really tough position trying to come away with a road win.
Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
Hill kicks to George. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Ellis. Hits the target from 18 feet. Ellis has got the first points up on the board here for Indiana.
Nice make for him as they get the scoring started.
Yeah, he gets it going, and who knows now? You know, it might be a really big night in store for him.
Now here's Allen. Back to Conley. Five on the clock. Goes up to the stripe. The shot will not go. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis this season.
An interconference game here, just a two-game season series.
Yeah, you know, you want to make every game count. Take care of business and give yourself a chance to sweep.
And here's George for three. The Grizzlies pull it in. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
You know what? That's a game where the coach might just want to burn the video because there's no question they're a better team than what we saw, but they got crushed on that night.
And I'm still trying to figure out what happens to Craig, quite honestly. I mean, no matter how it looks on paper, you still got to show up and play and compete. And it looked like they were not interested in being there.
And one bright note for the Pacers last season was the play of their bench. Adding Rodney Stuckey was a huge boost for them.
Now here's Ellis. 11 points for him in that last game against the Raptors in Toronto. Hill sets the screen for Ellis. Outside, George. Feet away. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Dave Yeager. Doris, what do you have to say?
And of course, he said a big key for them will be trying to minimize Monte Ellis's impact offensively. He added, he's one of the best in the league at blowing by his defender and finishing at the rim. We've got to force him left, and then at the other end, make sure we go at him defensively and see that he expends some energy there as well. Kevin, defense not Ellis's strong suit. Seems like a smart plan.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Conley. Hill with some nice D. And Stuckey led the charge for the Pacers bench, Greg, as you were talking about.
Oh, my goodness!
Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Man, you could clock his hang time with an hourglass.
Here's Allen. Outside Conley. There's the feed to Randolph. Low block shot on the way. Shot's good. Randolph's got 5 now. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Outside Hill. Allen with the screen for Hill. Back to Allen. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
For Memphis, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. He kicks it to Randolph. Working on Allen. The jump hook. Moves back up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And you know what? He's super on the offensive glass. Whether he's bagging his own groceries or sticking back one of his teammates' misses, he gets it done in there.
The Grizzlies have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. Free throw drops for Zach Randolph. Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16 points, about 10.5 rebounds for Zebo. I mean, he's a classic power forward and always gives you the numbers, even though he still plays under the rim.
And, you know, for Randolph, he's been in the league so long and still puts up double-double numbers. Average a double-double in 8 of his last 10 seasons. Remarkable.
Now, here is Hill. 8 points his last outing. Ellis. The three from George. And that one's good. George has got 5. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Gasol inside. He's against Hill. Conley with it. Really had an off game against the Cavaliers. Never got into his rhythm. Allen, that's good.
And for Zach Randolph, at his experience level, to put up 15 and 10 or better, the last player to do that back in 1999. So it's a rare feat.
Now, here is George. He's got 5. Near the three-point line, it's Ellis. Gasol with the rebound.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Conley kicks to Green. Back to Conley. Drills the three-pointer.
And you know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to D him up.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And guys, one thing you sometimes gets lost. I mean, Mike Conley is a proven winner. Remember, you go back in high school, won 3 state titles, and the one season at Ohio State led them to the national title game. So that aspect of what he brings, the intangibles, you're going to be a winner if Mike Conley's on your roster.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Jarnell Stokes, he's checked in for Gasol. White comes in for Zach Randolph. Matt Barnes is checked in for Jeff Green. And it's Lee in for Tony Allen. And for Mike Conley, growing up, he played on some tremendously talented teams. Guys like Greg Oden, Josh McRoberts, his teammates.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he never had to really look for his own offense to win games with those kind of players around him. He came into the league more focused on setting up his teammates, and that's what he does well.
Just 2 to shoot. That one may be a little beyond his comfort zone, but he made it count. Turner's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Grizzlies have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Udrih dishes to Stokes. Kicks to Udrih. Memphis moving that ball around. He was all alone on that one. Barnes has got his first points of the game.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings, really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
And hit on the basket. Book it.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the first quarter. Stokes, guarded by Mahimi. Stokes can't get it to go. Indiana's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Stuckey drives inside. Outside Hill. Back to Stuckey. Pass to Hill. Lets it go with a 3. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Here's Lee. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so a tie game here as we end this low-scoring first quarter. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
Bring your costume. It's Halloween in the NBA. DeMarcus Cousins and the Sacramento Kings take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers. A Western Conference battle. Don't miss out.
Welcome back, folks. thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting. Well, I tell you, the Grizzlies guys were really dominant in the first half of the season last year, but after the All-Star break, barely played above 500.
They've got Ian Mahinmi. Rodney Stuckey out there with C.J. Miles. Then there's Buddington, and it's Whittington in at the 4. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. Stuckey kicks to Miles. Back to Stuckey. Passes it to Buddington. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And Memphis would end up going 16-13 over the back half of last season. Down the stretch, they would only go 5 up and 5 down in the final 10.
Yeah, and Kevin, all those games so important as they jockeyed for position in the West. It was so fluid and volatile down the stretch. They could have been anywhere from a 2nd seed to a 6th on any given day, and they just happened to slump at the wrong time.
We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Stuckey right side. Fades away and sinks the tough shot. And here is Lee. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. So timeout called here. The first from Memphis. The Indiana Pacers had a solid season last year, given they were without their star for most of it. They played well at home.
Yeah, even without Paul George, they were in contention. About 23-18 at home, which is really a solid mark when you consider they didn't have their 2 best players from a season ago.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Stokes, the pass to Lee. Right side, Lee. That is good. And the Grizzlies lead by 2.
You know, for the Pacers in their 23-18 home record, that was better than several teams that made the playoffs in the East. They were very tough at home at the defensive end of the floor.
Budinger with a screen on Lee. Kept alive by Indiana. Whittington kicks to Buddington. Dishes to Mahinmi. Stokes there. Another shot. And too long on the shot.
And the Pacers were 3rd in the league in field goal percentage against at home. Something about this crowd really drives the Pacers on the defensive end, even in a down year.
Carter kicks to Lee. Shot clock at 5. Back to Carter. Lets it go. Can't hit. And Indiana will come the other way. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Udrich dishes to Carter. Feeds to Udrich. Now the pass to Stokes. Fades away. Good. Stokes has got his second basket of the night.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available. Having a chance here to check out how the Grizzlies ranked in the NBA last season. 6th in steals, 7th in free throw percentage, and they were top 10 in fewest team turnovers. This team has a number of players that take care of the ball and value every possession.
Yeah, but you touched on their steal ranking. I mean, really a reflection of the quickness and awareness on the defensive end. They gambled some for sure, but overall, I like the approach they brought at that end of the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Marc Gasol's checked in for Jarnell Stokes. Randolph comes in for JaMychal Green, and Tony Allen subbed in for Courtney Lee. Outside Hill. There's the double team with Randolph. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Yeager. He was the second fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D-League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies, and really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
Memphis known for how tough they are at home, but they were equally tough, Clark, on the road last season.
Yeah, grit and grind travels well, Kevin. I mean, even on the road, they were able to force teams to play at their pace.
Jeff Green, he's checked in for Vince Carter. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And guys, consistency always a key for the Grizzlies. And when you talk of consistency, how about having the same field goal percentage, whether away or at home?
Hill kicks to Stuckey. He dishes it to Buttinger. Back to Stuckey. Launches a three. And yes, sir, that one drops. Stuckey's got his third basket of the night.
And, you know, to be able to knock down shots on the road the same way you do at home is why the Grizzlies racked up 24 road wins. I mean, it helps when you can attack the basket, as they do, and work things inside close to the rim.
The drive by Allen. Out to Conley. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jordan Hill. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
The Pacers making a switch here. George is checked in. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Gasol kicks to Conley. 6 to shoot. That one goes. Count it. Conley's got 5.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Pacers trail by 3. Outside, George. It's back to Hill. The kick out to Hill. There's the dish to George. Green with the block.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
It's been brutal in terms of the physicality down low.
Conley, he's guarded by Hill. Conley, the pass to Gasol. Lets it go from 11. It's rebounded by Indiana. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Allen with the screen for Stuckey. It's George on the wing. Left side, George. George missing again.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Conley, and he gets it to go from the high post. Conley's got 4 points in the quarter. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Grizzlies out in front. They're up by 5. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You look at Michael Conley, what a contribution.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Dave Yeager. Conley and Allen are the guard set. Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front, and it's Green in at the 3 slot. Now we know the Marc Gasol was one of the most sought-after free agents this past summer. Clark, all along, most figured he'd be back in Memphis.
Yep, a winning team, max dollars. And don't forget now, he went to high school in Memphis while his brother Powell played there. He's where he belongs.
6 seconds. 6 on the shot clock. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. And a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Marc Gasol, a first-time All-Star starter last season. He and his brother Powell both starting in that game. The first time that's ever happened in league history, and having both those guys go head-to-head. Oh, listen, no doubt you could argue Marc Gasol is the best center in the league right now. I mean, this guy does it all. Defends, rebounds, passes, scores. I mean, he's also a great teammate. They all love him. And to me, that matters in the big picture. When you're talking about developing chemistry and trust, sometimes the difference between winning and winning it all is whether or not your teammates like you.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Outside Hill. Back to George. Hill, a screen on Green.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Allen dishes to Green. He passes to Gasol. Lets it go from 11. That's good. Now it's a 6-point Grizzly lead.
And that's his go-to move right there in the low post.
And the Pacers call time here. And to nobody's surprise, Zach Randolph enjoyed an outstanding season, Clark, in 14-15.
And, you know, ironically, by taking more of a backseat to front court make Marc Gasol, Randolph played better, the best rebound rate of his career.
Here's Ellis. Pass to Hill. Outside, George. It's back to Hill. Allen with the screen for Hill. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ellis. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Allen. And George with the block. Hill a screen on Conley. And it's Ellis penetrating from deep. George missing again. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Here's Conley. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Clark, thinking back to when Mike Conley was drafted 4th back in the 2007 draft, 4th overall. He wasn't an instant starter, but he has gotten better every season.
Yeah, it took him a little while. I mean, he was only a freshman coming out of college back in 2007. A slow start. He had to fight for minutes, grind away. Grizzlies kept trying to get his replacement, it appeared, but he stayed the course, and now he's their franchise point guard.
You know, you think back, Grizzlies contemplated trading Mike Conley early on in his career, and I tell you what, aren't they glad that cooler heads prevailed? I mean, his rise has helped propel them to one of the top teams in the Western Conference.
Brandon Wright's checked in for Memphis. Barnes comes in for Jeff Green. And so Mike Conley nails both of them.
And Mike Conley, maybe the best player in the NBA never to make an all-star team. I really feel like it's unfair to call him underrated now, because if you go around our league, all teams respect what he's been able to do in Memphis.
Hill kicks to Ellis. Corner shot, and it's right, sending it back. Here's Allen. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Pacers trail by 10. Ellis outside. He feeds it to Hill. Turner with the screen for Hill. It's deflected. And now it's Allen running. He can go all the way. Oh, trying for it. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. Tony Allen third.
You know, there's no luck involved in being amongst the league leaders in steals. You've got to combine the toughness with the ability to move your feet and the tenacity in going after the ball.
Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed it.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Randolph comes in for Marc Gasol. And it's Green in for Tony Allen.
And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup.
Clock at 6. Conley, the pass to Randolph. Good. Randolph's got his third basket of the night right there.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon, because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Outside Hill. From deep, George. And Wright pulls it down.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving count.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Outside, George puts the lead pass in front of him. And they're moving it up. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
And really just straight to the basket with a full head of steam.
Well, if you're going to throw it down, make sure you throw it down with force.
George against Green. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jordan Hill. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Grizzlies making a change here. And the Grizzlies with possession. They're on a 12-3 run. Randolph, he's guarded by Hill. Outside, Green. The feed to Conley. He kicks it to Wright. It's stolen by Mahinmi. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Ellis on top, covered by Lee. Ellis dishes to Mahinmi. Hill kicks it to George. Just 5 on the clock. Looking to get back on track here. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. George has got 7 points. Here's Conley. Cannot hit. And we've reached the end of the third. Grizzlies lead by 9. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
It's a Halloween broadcast of the NBA. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors go up against Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans this Saturday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific.
Thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Pacers trail by 9. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. On the court right now for the Pacers. Paul George is out there with Lavoy Allen. Then there's Ellis. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Hill in at the 1. The Grizzlies shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Conley against Hill. Conley kicks to Green with his first shot attempt, and that one's good.
What a play there, the hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
Zach Randolph, he's checked in for Memphis. The free throw drops for Jeff Green. And guys, Jeff Green, by every measure of athleticism and skill, should have become one of the game's better small forwards, but inconsistency has plagued him throughout his career.
And Kevin, I always go back to something my college coach told me. The mental to the physical is 4-1 in this game. And so through those 7 full seasons, he's teased everyone with that talent. And then it does suddenly disappear. And there's no other way to describe it other than the fact that it is mental. He hasn't been able to sustain it in terms of the consistency. And that's why he hasn't fulfilled his potential.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. Allen, no good on the free throw.
You know, with Jeff Green, the one thing you can say about him is he's been durable, especially since he had the unforeseen heart issue in 2011 for which he needed season-ending surgery. Since then, over the past 3 full seasons, he's played in 81, 82, and 78 games. They've been splashing home those threes since halftime.
Marked improvement in their shooting from what we saw to start the game.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, "We put ourselves in the corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys."
Ellis, the pass to George. Back to Ellis. Pass to Allen. Outside, George fires the 3, and he gets it to go.
And talking about Jeff Green, I'm rooting for him. I mean, I'm rooting for him to finally put it all together to gain and maintain the confidence and really to fulfill the vast potential we all know that he has.
And the call will be against George Hill. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Jeff Green is checked in for Memphis. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Allen drives it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
And Hill throws it down.
And one more thing to point out about him is what a rugged player he is, how hard he works every game, and he's always back.
Now here is Conley. Back to Allen. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Gasol. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Hill. Pacers trail by 8. Dishes to Hill. Wide open look. The second effort. And there's the nice layup by Hill. Hill's got 4 this quarter.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Conley against Hill. And it's Randolph penetrating. And he gets it to go. And the Grizzlies lead by 8. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Ellis dishes to Hill. Feeds it to George. Indiana moving the ball around. Ellis kicks to Hill. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Shooting for Indiana, Jordan Hill. At the line for 2.
The first one falls. He doesn't get the second one. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. The drive by Green. The pass to Conley. And the foul on Monte Ellis. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Timeout called the Grizzlies.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
As far as me, I'm still caught up in all it. Still calling my expendables because it's hard to believe I can fit all of them boys in one. And the streets start trembling. It's way too many nuts, it seems. Too many witnesses. Up and down with their visions of what the street is.
And so it's Memphis with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. And it's Conley penetrating. He dishes it to Gasol. And that one falls for Marcus Hall.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, as cool as can be, Clark. Great focus and efficiency. That's how they built this lead.
And so Marcus Hall nails both of them. And here are the Pacers now. 9-point game. 2 minutes. Ellis with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. Hill, a screen on Allen. There's Ellis with the 3-ball. Grizzlies with the rebound.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
Conley into the lane. Green, 4 on the clock. And again, Memphis no good. A minute 20 left in the fourth quarter. George passes to Hill. Allen with the screen for Ellis. It's back to Hill. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. That's now 8 points for Hill.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
And the Grizzlies leading by 7.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
So the first one drops, and that stretches their lead to 8. Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game. Timeout called the Pacers. They're losing by 9. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Outside, George. It is now to Allen. Green with the block. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. Here's George.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Outside Conley. He passes it to Randolph. Randolph draws the double. 5 to shoot. And it's Conley penetrating. The jump hook. And that one's good. And the Grizzlies lead by 11.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. So it's Memphis picking up the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Craig Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now, our Jordan player of the game, Michael Conley.
The sweat ran off my skin. They thought I ran out of breath, but I was just catching my wind. That only happens to them.
Vengo en busca de respuestas con el manojo lleno y vengo como un libro abierto, ansiosa de aprender la historia no contada de nuestros ancestros, con el viento que dejaron los abuelos y que viven cada...
I'm Ernie Johnson. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the New York Knicks. And opening tip just moments away. Let's go to New York to join Kevin Harlan and crew with the call.
From New York at the home of the Knicks, it's the NBA. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this, Carmelo Anthony.
And another thing that stands out about him, Steve, he has the ability to score even with defenders draped all over him. He's so strong around the goal.
Looking at the last game for the New York Knicks, it was a win against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
they just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fan.
So Atlanta will get the first possession. Teague with the ball. Pass to Korver. There's the three. Count that one. Korver's got the opening basket of the game for the Hawks. And for the Knicks and their play against the rest of the conference, guys who've been talking about only Clark 11 wins in 52 games.
And you know, Kevin, what's worse is the Knicks were 5-21 at home against the East. No matter how you slice that up, the Knicks had a season that everybody would like to forget in New York.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
The Knicks shooting their first free throw tonight. That free throw good from Porzingis.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Well, I like how Paul Millsap used his body to get into the defender there.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, Derek Fisher had a few moments to share with me. We talked about the keys to this game, and he singled out Paul Millsap as a player they've simply got to be mindful of. Coach told me he's always been an energy guy, someone you have to locate and box out every possession. But he's developed his offensive game to the point where he's more than just a hustle guy. He's also a scoring threat now, and a guy we can't leave open. They'll be watching him, Kevin.
All right, Doris, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
And the shot is good. Porzingis has got 8 points.
Well, I think this is the start they wanted. Come out and put some points up early. 3 or 4 so far.
Horford sets a screen for T. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Back to Horford. Lopez is there. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Korver from the arc. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Man, oh man, Kevin. He's really feeling it from three-point range now. All of a sudden, it seems like he just can't miss.
Teague against Calderon. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. It's time now to look at the NBA's top shooting teams from a season ago. The 4th spot held by the Hawks.
Boy, I thought, Kevin, they had great productivity from their shooters last year. The guys they were counting on to knock down a high percentage of their shots, they did that. And they hope to see those same kinds of numbers this year.
Millsap passes to Cephalosha. Horford. The kick out to T. No good on the triple. And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against the Washington Wizards.
And what got them that win was the remarkable success they had from the floor. I mean, just a tremendous shooting performance all the way around.
Hey, you can't expect that kind of shooting to happen all the time on a nightly basis. But when it does, boy, does it feel good and look good. You know, there was plenty to be happy about last year in Atlanta with the way the Hawks played. One sour note, though, was that the team was viewed as a potential buy for Seattle groups.
Knicks trail by 3. Outside Anthony. He feeds it to Afflalo. They double him with Horford. 6 to shoot. Korver. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. For New York, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Anthony dishes to Lopez. Cephalosha with the steal. Pass to Horford. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Free throw dropped for Al Horford. What a season for Al Horford last year. Such a great display from him and his team as he led the Hawks to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And for all the team accomplishments the Hawks had, Horford was able to hit some of his own milestones as well. Had his first career triple-double last season.
Here's Mack. Passes it to Bazemore. Shoots it up. Cans the shot from the wing. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Horford was really a cog in all aspects of the Hawks last season. I mean, a major cog. Just a consistent presence inside with his 15 points and 7 boards a game. Well, we got a moment here now, Kevin, to look back to last year's Knicks. 8th in free throw shooting, 14th in block. And they were in the top half of the league shooting the ball from deep. Average to pedestrian, but still fairly effective from there.
And you look at their free throw percentage, not to be overlooked. I mean, this was a team, I thought, that did a really good job of taking advantage of their opportunity.
Mike Muscala is checked in for Atlanta.
And for Horford last year, the numbers were down a bit, but that wasn't due to his play. I think the Hawks were just a more balanced team. And he could obviously put up bigger numbers if he wanted to, but by playing within the system, I think it allowed Atlanta to reach his true potential over the course of the regular season.
4 on the clock. Thomas kicks to Serafin. And the basket good.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Here's Atlanta now. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Here's Schroeder. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. No problems knocking that one down.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
Here's Galloway. After the basket by Atlanta. The pass to Vujacic. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Vujacic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. 44 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Splitter sets a screen. Now here's Schroeder. Not a lot of room. Mack. He kicks to Bazemore. He dishes it to Schroeder. 5 to shoot. The 11-footer. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Knicks trail by 5. Vujacic the pass to Thomas. Kicks it to Galloway. Dishes it to Vujacic. And the 3 off target. And the first quarter comes to a close. Defense winning out so far. Hawks lead by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
Bring your costume. It's Halloween in the NBA. DeMarcus Cousins and the Sacramento Kings hit the road for a duel with the Los Angeles Clippers. A Pacific Division battle. It's the real deal.
the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Clark, one thing about the Hawks last year is they were very strong on the road, as you could have guessed.
Yeah, but Kevin, they struggled a little bit down the stretch on the road, but still managed to have the best road record in the East.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Atlanta, Muscala is out there with Mike Scott. Then there's Kent Bazemore. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Holiday in at the 2 spot.
And how about that road record for the Hawks? 25-16 last season. 9 of those wins came during that 19-game winning streak in early 2015.
Here's Galloway. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Aflalo kicks to Galloway. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Aflalo. 3-pointer. Rebound, Atlanta.
Boy, you look at the Hawks, and they seem to be built to play on the road because they can survive a player having an off game. They're so deep and versatile. Team basketball is a lot less prone to go cold when you're on the road.
Outside Holiday. Right side Holiday. Schroeder. Back to Holiday. Hawks passing it around. Scott kicks it to Bazemore. Back to Scott. Schroeder. A second chance effort. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Schroeder's got his first points of the game. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And Bazemore kicks to Holiday. And he gets it to go. And now it's a 9-point Hawks lead.
Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
Holiday brings the double team. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Schroeder. Schroeder. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so it's New York with it. Holiday dishes to Schroeder. Feeds it to Muscala. Bazemore. Pass to Holiday. He kicks it to Bazemore. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Knicks trail by 9.
And Kent Bazemore, the long-armed lefty out of Old Dominion, where he was the Division I Defensive Player of the Year back in 2011. A 5-year senior. He graduated with 2 degrees, one in criminal justice, the other in human service.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And Bazemore grew up in a small town, Helford, North Carolina. Clark, less than 300 people.
And a very tight-knit community, as you might expect, Kevin. His uncle owned the local diner, and you see that in his demeanor. Very social, a humble guy. He's really a nice presence in the locker room.
The Hawks making a switch here. Al Horford is checked in for Mike Muscala. Millsap comes in for Mike Scott. Thabo Sefolosha is checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Korver in for Justin Holiday. Teague, the pass to Korver. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got his 3rd assist on the night. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Aflalo, no good.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Korver against Anthony. Outside Teague. Just 5 on the clock. Sefolosha kicks to Teague. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. And the Hawks lead by 12.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Anthony, the pass to Porzingis. Lopez sets a screen for Anthony. He passes to Calderon. Into Lopez. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Horford with the screen on Calderon. Lopez over to help. Millsap dishes to T. And the shot is good.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
New York calls timeout. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
Yeah, and as they renew acquaintances, if you're the underdog, you always want to show, hey, we've got something new up our sleeves. Should be fun.
So a moment now to see the story on Jeff Teague. He had a strong showing last season. 8th in assists, 13th in steals, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And last season, his floor awareness was impeccable. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everybody involved.
It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. That'll put Aaron Aflalo on the line. That one on Horford. The Knicks have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on. As the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
There's 53 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Outside Anthony. The feed to Calderon. Out to Anthony. Shoots from 12. Al Horford with the rebound.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. On the wing, Korver. He's guarded by Aflalo. Korver against Aflalo. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
8 seconds left now here in the second. Now Anthony. And that's not going to go. And we finished one half of basketball. Hawks ahead. They lead by 11. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Nice game. Great performance by Kyle Korver.
You know, I'm not sure that he can continue to shoot the three as well as he has up to this point. He has been lights out.
You know, sometimes, Greg, you have those nights where the basket just looks twice as large as it is. Grand Canyon size. It might be one of those nights for him.
Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's Aflalo. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Calderon in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times. And Al Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
And that one's good, Anthony.
Now that's a great move to get to the hoop. Awesome finger roll from
The Hawks leading by 9. Outside Teague. Millsap up top. Outside Korver. The dish now to Teague. Fires the three. That's good. Teague's got 11. And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
Porzingis passes to Carmelo. From downtown, that's good. He's got 11.
tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Second is Kyle Korver.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Atlanta leading by 9. Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
That's a great fadeaway to borrow from, for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game. And this shot makes that even deadly.
Porzingis guarded by Horford. He feeds it to Carmelo. Pass to Porzingis. Off target with his 3.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
That's a 2 from Korver, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. 14 points in the game for Kyle Korver. Knicks trail by 11. And here's Calderon. Passes it to Porzingis. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Porzingis has got 13.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Teague kicks to Millsap. Backs down and blocked. Now here's Calderon. Now the pass to Carmelo. Anthony left side. And the layup's good off the glass.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark, was the play of the Atlanta Hawks. You would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. And the Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
Mm-hmm.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003, all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
No good on the second free throw.
And guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that chance.
Outside Teague. .135 left to play here in the third. Back to Horford. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Horford's got 5 now.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Knicks trail by 7. Calderon with it. Back to Williams. Outside Anthony. Baseline try. Can't hit. So Atlanta will take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Mack, good.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Calderon kicks to Anthony. There's a screen. Here's the 3, and he gets it to go. Anthony's got 7 points for the quarter.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Atlanta leading by 6. Picked by Horford. Mack dishes to T. Kicks it to Mack. Outside Korver. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Korver's got 17.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Here's Horford. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Hawks lead by 9. And will return shortly.
It's a Halloween broadcast of the NBA. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors go up against Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans live this Saturday night.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
Yeah, but also give them credit for the layups they've had tonight after strong drives to the basket.
On the court right now for the Hawks, we've got Paul Millsap. He's out there with Splitter. Cephalosha is out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Holiday in at the 2-guard spot. Knicks trail by 11. Here's Aflalo. He dishes it to Calderon. There's a good screen. Pocket 6. Down low. Here's Serafin. Rebound, Atlanta.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Now Schroeder. Millsap. Quinn defending. A baseline J. Out of bounds. Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. Here's what the schedule says for the New York Knicks and what it looks like. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And he gets the buckets. And the Hawks lead by 13.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
And it's a big key thus far in this game, Clark, because whenever they've gotten the ball in the paint, good things have happened.
On the wing of Flello. That ball's nice feed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got 3 assists tonight. Atlanta leading by 11. Atlanta calls timeout. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
Atlanta making some changes. Al Horford's checked in for Splitter. Horford comes in for Justin Holiday, and it's Teague in for Dennis Schroeder. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. It was clear what message he was trying to get across. He said, this lead isn't big enough that we're safe. Not by a long shot. I don't want us sitting back and milking the clock. Play to win. Show some aggression. Guys.
They grabbed their own miss. Millsap. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
2 shots.
And that one misses.
And guys, you got to love the front court for these Atlanta Hawks. I mean, Al Horford and Paul Millsap both give up a few inches in terms of height, but you won't find a more skilled and versatile front court in the NBA.
Good on the second free throw. Well, speaking of the skill of the Atlanta front court, their offense predicated on ball movement and spacing and shooting. Unlike San Antonio, Horford and Millsap a perfect fit.
Really, those two enjoy playing together. Excellent chemistry between them because they're both mobile, agile, skilled big guys.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
On the wing of Flello. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And here's what's upcoming now for the Hawks. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Atlanta leading by 12. Millsap a screen on Calderon. Teague drives in. Teague left side. Shot clock at 6. Cephalosha passes to Teague. The three. The shot is off. And New York will come the other way. And here's Anthony from the arc. And he gets it to go.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Atlanta's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Into Lopez. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
Outside Teague. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds in this game. And he gets it to go.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And, Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going. But as we always say, better late than never.
Calderon against Teague. The three from Korver, and that one's good. Korver's got 20 points.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
And as long as you keep getting quality looks, the coaches should have no complaints. Play with confidence.
1:49 left to play here in the fourth. Anthony kicks to Aflalo. Back to Anthony. Aflalo outside. Knocks down the three ball. Aflalo's got 7 now in this quarter.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
The Hawks leading by 5. And here is Teague. Millsap sets the pick for Teague. Right side Teague. Anthony with the block. .11 left in the fourth. Back to Lopez.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup. Give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. Lopez hits them both.
They really had to have those free throws. It's down to a 1-possession lead.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're up by 3. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Teague dishes to Cephalosha. Teague a screen on Anthony. Here's Cephalosha. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And look, he's not the best athlete, but he's able to create the space he needs to operate.
Free throw, no good. New York with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Outside Anthony. Back to Aflalo. Dishes to Lopez. Aflalo. 6 to shoot. Buries it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Whoa, Nelly. Listen to that.
That shot eliciting a roar from this gigantic crowd.
Guys, more than a roar, more like an explosion.
Atlanta's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. It's tipped.
They have a chance to tie it up.
A 3-ball would do just that.
Deep 2 from Anthony. Yes! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
This is what happens when you allow Carmelo Anthony to heat up.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
It's the first. That will put them up by 2. So he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
Those were pressure-packed free throws, and he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that 3-point lead.
New York calls timeout. They're down by 3. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And you know what? You've got a couple options here. You can take the 3 to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
And, you know, if it opens up for them inside, the quick 2 would be the way I would lean, Greg, but the foul has to come immediately after that.
to tie it up. Misses the tray. And an intentional foul there stops the clock. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
From deep three-point range. And so it's Atlanta with the W. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Korver.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Los Angeles Clippers. And things about ready to get going as we turn it over to Kevin Harlan, who will be making the call at Staples Center.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. A premier performer we'll see tonight, Darren Williams. He always comes to play.
And you know, he is an extremely skilled player attacking off the dribble, too. I mean, he's got a great pull-up jumper as well, Steve.
Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Sacramento Kings. And just a 2-point win there. They had to fight tooth and nail for it.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Not to the surprise of anyone, really, but the Clippers last year were strong at home once again. They managed to go 30-11 at Staples Center.
Yeah, and Kevin, that makes 3 straight seasons for the Clippers of 30 or more wins at home.
Now here's Paul. The pass to Griffin. Back to Paul. 6 to shoot. Kicks it to Griffin. Crawford is screen on Nowitzki. Shoots off his screen, and that one's good. Griffin's got the first points of the night for Los Angeles.
And those are the first points of the game.
Nice hoop to get the scoring started there.
Matthews with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. He kicks it to Williams. Feeds it to Pachulia. Unloads. And the shot is long. Now Crawford. Pass to Paul. First quarter, just over a minute played. Back to Crawford. Offensive rebound. Here's Griffin. Parsons with some nice D.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Dish now to Matthews. From outside the arc, and he gets it to go. Matthews has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks winning their last game against Phoenix.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. It seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
The bombs were really falling, weren't they? I mean, great shooting, especially when you consider it was on the road.
Los Angeles on D, and this matchup with the Mavericks, it's the first meeting of the season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
Now here's Paul. He had 10 points in the win against Sacramento. And it's good.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
And guys, Wesley Johnson, 4th overall pick back in the 2011 draft. Everyone thought he would have the jump shot to become a prolific scorer, and Clark, the length to defend at a high level.
Yeah, you know, in his rookie year, he averaged 9 points a game. Last year, his 5th, he averaged 10. I think it's to the point where he is what he is.
Clippers leading by 3. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Now here's Williams. Nowitzki sets a screen for Williams. Nowitzki outside. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
You know, and getting back to Wesley Johnson, you kind of want to kidnap him and just chain him to a set of weights. I mean, he has all the natural ability in the world to be a difference maker, but he just lacks the strength to do anything with it. I mean, a voracious competitor in college. He's been relegated to marginal production at the pro level, and I really feel like a lot of it is because he physically struggles at times at this level.
Here's Nowitzki. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Nowitzki's got his first 2 points of the night.
And let's not leave out another branding mark of his status as much in the clutch. When the big shot's needed to win a ball game, everybody in the building knows he's going to take it. Doesn't make any difference, though. He still finds a way to knock it down.
Jordan with the bucket.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Parsons with a screen on Crawford. Outside Matthews. Nowitzki left side. Griffin's there with the fadeaway. And Dirk Nowitzki once again. Nowitzki's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, on the topic of Wesley Johnson, I remember him in college. I remember the guy who took over games and even showed a certain toughness when he did it. He hasn't gotten to that point here in the pros, so he may soon be entering a crossroads in his career.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And how about last year, Dirk Nowitzki jumping to 7th all-time in scoring. I mean, passing the great Moses Malone for that spot, and he surely will keep climbing this season.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Here's Aldridge. Pass to Redick. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Here is Harris. It's a 5-point game. Well, with Nowitzki passing Malone, and the scoring, as Greg was just talking about, Clark, you know, this is a guy that obviously has Hall of Fame written all over.
No question about it. First ballot in my mind, and he's got a game that stands the test of time because it's not predicated on athleticism. It's all skill-based.
Here's Brigioni, guarded by Barea. Here's Smith. That is good.
So they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Now, here's Barea. He passes to Villanueva. From outside, off the mark. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Stevenson outside. Redick with it. With 1 on the clock, and stolen by Harris. And so the first quarter is in the books. Clippers lead by 7. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a Halloween broadcast of the NBA. DeMarcus Cousins and the Sacramento Kings take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers. This weekend, NBA action.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
Big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark? Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
And look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Los Angeles.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Stevenson setting the pick for Rivers. Dishes it to Stevenson. Evans with the rebound.
And they'll give him that shot. I mean, he doesn't have the most reliable jump shot. That's a win for the defense.
And it's Harris off the drive. A 3 from Anderson. Rebound by the Clippers. Stolen by Evans. By himself.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
Here's Rivers. Back to Stevenson. Clock is at 3. Shot from 12. Offensive rebound.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play. Defended the shot and then finished it off with the rebound.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Felton attacking Harris. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Harris has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Clippers trail. Now Stevenson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Passes it to Wilcox. Hits the three-point bomb.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter.
And Lance Stevenson really couldn't find minutes in Charlotte last season. Ended up sitting out a lot of games as a DNP CD. Not the start he wanted with the new team.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And for Stevenson, to his credit, he took the benching in stride. He knew he just wasn't a good fit at times.
Yeah, and his coach, Steve Clifford, was upfront about it, and I thought did a nice job handling that. Clifford said he wanted Stevenson as a Hornet, but just couldn't find a unit with which to make it work.
On defense, the Clippers. And Matthews kicks to Williams. Nowitzki sets a screen for Williams. Here's Felton. And the rebound goes to Griffin. Griffin's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses. And I know he's a fan favorite because he can catch fire immediately at any point in the ball game and just start pouring it in from all over the place.
And the first one at the line is good. Mavs were solid on the road last year with a record of 23-18 away from Dallas Clark. Good for 5th most road wins in the West.
And, Kevin, that's what you'd expect from a veteran team like the Mavs. I mean, throughout the roster, this team has guys that understand what it takes to win on the road.
Mavericks making a switch here. Pachulia is checked in, and that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And, guys, the Mavs did have a good record on the road last year. Most of it came at the expense of the Eastern Conference. Only 10 of their 23 road wins came against teams in the West.
And Matthews gets it to go.
That's a layup for him. He's just too open.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Johnson with a screen on Williams. Paul outside. Now the feed to Johnson. Paul. Back to Johnson. 5 to shoot. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 4 assists now tonight.
You know, it's funny, back to the Mavs on the road last season, they were much better defensively on the road than they were at home, and that's typically not the case. It's usually flipped, better at home on D than on the road.
He dishes it to Crawford. And that one's good. Now it's a 5-point Clipper lead.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Nowitzki sets a screen for Matthews. And it's Matthews again missing. Clippers leading by 5. And it's Johnson penetrating. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Wesley Matthews picks one up.
And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range 2s as well as their fair share of 3.
The Clippers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, last season, around 71% of the free throws made. And you know what? That has to be a point of emphasis this year.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
For the Clippers, you think of Lob City, and it's all dunks. But the reality is, Clark, as Greg was just talking about, that just isn't the case.
It really isn't. I mean, they also led the league in pull-up shots attempted by a wide margin, about 24 pull-up J's a game.
And both free throws good for Johnson. Mavs made the playoffs again last season. 14th playoff berth for them in the last 15 years, and only the San Antonio Spurs have made more, Greg, over that time frame.
Yeah, and they had a tough first-round opponent in the number 2 seed, Houston. A good old Texas tussle between the 2 and the 7 seeds.
You know, with that much of a height advantage, that's exactly what you should do. Take it straight to the rim.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Yeah, and you know, the Mavs got bounced out by the Rockets in 5 games in round 1. They were able to avoid the sweep, but losing the first 3 was way too much to overcome. Kevin, well, look here at last year in the NBA where the Clippers ranked. 2nd in scoring, 2nd in field goal percentage, and they were number 2 in fewest turnovers. An outstanding job by this team taking care of the ball, squeezing the orange.
And you go back to their offensive output last season, they put points on the board in a big way, an entertaining style with a bevy of offensive weapons. And for Dallas in the playoffs, really it didn't help to have the Rondo drama going on at the time. Even if that hadn't happened, though, you got the feeling that they were overmatched against a red-hot Houston team. And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Nowitzki with the screen on Paul. And Williams, here we go. Nowitzki, defended by Griffin. Nowitzki, the pass to Matthews. Dallas Ellis needs to get off a shot. Williams for three. No good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Paul kicks to Crawford. Jordan with it. Goes up against Pachulia. 41 seconds left in the first half of the game. Paul outside. Back to Johnson. He feeds it to Paul. The three. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. Foul, he's checked in for the Mavericks. .24 seconds left in the second quarter. Perea with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. They double him with Jordan. Left side Williams, and out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Pablo Prigioni.
There's 14 seconds left to play here in the half. Prigioni dishes to Griffin. Puts up the baby hook. Shot no good.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
And we finish one half of basketball. The Clippers on top. They lead by 8. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Second half beginning in just a moment.
And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
And there's the pass to Matthews. Just 5 on the clock. Kicks to Pachulia. Williams with the ball, and Crawford picks him up defensively. And Matthews with the basket on the assist by Williams. Williams has got his third assist on the night. Los Angeles leading by 5. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. CP3 and Jamal Crawford make the back, and it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And that one's good. Johnson's got 10. Mavericks trail by 7. Outside Williams. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Matthews passes to Nowitzki. Just 5 to shoot. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. 8 points for him.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping that shot.
Crawford outside. Paul outside. Johnson sets the screen for Paul. Into Jordan. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
He's off on the first.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen zero drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
Good on the second free throw.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Blake Griffin. Coming off a terrific season, 8th in scoring, and he was in the top 20 in field goal percentage, able to create offense with tremendous efficiency.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it.
Williams kicks to Nowitzki. Griffin's there. Shoots a fader. The Clippers grab the miss. Jordan's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their league. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Outside Griffin. Crawford. Three-pointer. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. That's 7 points for Jamal Crawford. Mavericks trailed by 9. Outside Williams. Nowitzki with the screen on Paul. Williams with the ball. Chris Paul covering. Parsons attacking. He kicks it to Nowitzki. Back to Parsons. It's stolen by Johnson. The finish.
Oh, my goodness!
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Parsons dishes to Pachulia. Pocket 6. Outside Matthews. Shoots the 3, and he gets it to go. Matthews has got 12.
And you know what? He's got a new BFF. It's the triple.
And it has been his BFF today anyway. Most of his points have been courtesy of the deep ball.
And the Clippers call time here.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Jeremy Evans comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Anderson, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. That's Felton in for Wesley Matthews. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the 3rd. Feeds to Wilcox. Back to Stevenson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. 6 on the shot clock. Paul against Harris. That's good.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Outside, Felton. By Villanueva. Felton goes in. And for Raymond Felton last year was nothing short of a disaster. Missed the first 31 games with an ankle injury sustained in preseason. And he played for a poor team. And things, you know, Greg, being the leader, the ball handler like you were, they just never got much better for Felton as the season went on.
Yeah, the problem when you have that issue early on, the season isn't going to wait for you.
Right.
You know, you're basically in catch-up mode, and so because of that, he never got into any kind of a rhythm when he was available to play. And that's not surprising, given that he averaged less than 10 minutes a game for the season after averaging 33 a game for his entire career.
And the Clippers making a change here. Rivers checked in, and here is Los Angeles now. 1:49 left in the third quarter. Pass to Wilcox. Takes the three. Rebounded by Devin Harris.
And, you know, getting back to Raymond Felton, it looked at one point like he would become the league's next great playmaker. Drafted 5th overall in 2005, immediately after Darren Williams and Chris Paul. Felton never quite reached the stratosphere of his fellow draft mates.
And here's Rivers. Back to Stevenson. Now the dish to Rivers. Wilcox sinks the triple. Wilcox has got his second bucket tonight.
And one last thought about Raymond Felton. I really feel like he's at that classic crossroads in one's career. If his conditioning is there, if he's healthy, he still has the skills and the moxie to make a difference. It just comes down to him wanting to make that effort, which gets harder after a decade of wear and tear on your body.
4 on the clock, and it's Harris off the drive. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Pass to Wilcox. There's the three. The shot is off.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Now here is Harris. He's guarded closely. Felton goes in. Shoots from 14, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. On the Mavericks with some changes. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
How about up over the 80% mark from the line last year? So he's happy and also consistent there with those numbers.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Clippers lead by 6. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Tune in for a scary night of basketball. Halloween in the NBA. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors go up against Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans this Saturday, 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Now here's Paul. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. The forwards are Parsons and Dirk. Matthews out there with Darren Williams. And it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Into Jordan.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Mavericks trailed by 8. Williams with the ball. Nowitzki with the screen on Crawford. Williams passes to Nowitzki. Dishes to Pachulia. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And here's a quick look at how the Clippers' schedule is shaping up. They host the Kings after this game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Clippers leading by 8. Here's Paul. A Let's see what the Dallas Mavericks have coming up. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game. And the next game, it'll be played in Los Angeles. And that'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Outside Matthews. It's tipped. Nowitzki guarded by Crawford. It's Williams with the drive. It's hauled in by the Clippers. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. He passes to Crawford. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. And the Mavericks call time here.
And we've seen Dallas just be fantastic since the start of the new millennium. Year in and year out, they seem to always win 50 games. Hit that mark again last season.
Mavericks trail by 10. Outside Williams. Passes it to Pachulia. Shot clock at 6. There's the feed to Matthews. Right at the free throw line. Buries the jump shot.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
And the Clippers call time here. And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. His message, I don't want us patting ourselves on the back just yet. We can congratulate ourselves after the final horn. Right now, we need to go out there and take this one home. Guys?
And thank you for that, Doris.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
Nowitzki with the screen on Crawford. Matthews into the lane. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Los Angeles leading by 6.
Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
Another 3 for Dallas.
Something else I think of with him is that three-point shot from the corner. I mean, that's his shot. And we've certainly seen him drain a bunch of them.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Paul goes in. Johnson outside. He dishes it to Crawford. And again, no good by the Clippers. Mavericks trail by 3. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Johnson for 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 8 now on the night.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Now Williams. He feeds it to Matthews. And Paul over to help. Crawford against Matthews. Crawford. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. So it's the Mavericks now. The pass to Paul. Into Jordan. Nowitzki with the steal. And here is Williams. 1:58 left in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside Matthews. Fires for 3. That's good. Matthews has got 10 points in the quarter.
He's really stepped it up this quarter. Looks like he's determined to get them out of this hole all by himself.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They lead by 3. 1:44 left in the fourth quarter. .44 left here in the fourth quarter. Crawford kicks to Griffin. Back to Crawford. And he swishes it right through. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
Dallas calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. There's a minute 34 left to play in the final quarter. .130 left in the fourth quarter. Parsons dishes to Williams. Kicks it to Pachulia. Good.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
He kicks to Johnson. And a miss there on the triple. Mavericks trail by 3. Back to Matthews. Williams. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Parsons can't hit. Some solid defense from Johnson. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. From downtown. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Dallas has gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on 3. Williams kicks to Parsons. Feeds to Pachulia. Come on! And now they trail by just 4.
Almost automatic when he can get the basketball that close to the basket.
Well, defense has to be played earlier in that situation. You've got to fight to not allow him to get that position in the first place.
And an intentional foul right there. 26 seconds left in the fourth. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Come on. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
Dallas calls timeout. They're behind by 6. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Williams. Nails it.
What a drive there. It didn't bother him at all to have a much taller defender hanging all over him.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Do it. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lets it go. Again, the miss by Williams.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Pass to Harris for 3. No good. So the Clippers with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most. Got the W.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.